Self-bounce decks are all the craze in standard meta right now. They're literally everywhere. So I thought to myself, why not make our own brand new version? That's right, guys. We have some self-bounce today, but this is not your Esper, not your Dimir self-bounce. This is our own version of our Grixis bounce deck, and it revolves around Kaito, and not the one you're thinking about. This Kaito is the one that gets almost no love. It's a Kaito that allows us to trigger its loyalty abilities 2 times instead of just 1, if you're willing to bounce a creature back into your hand that just landed damage that turn. So if you have a creature attack, hits the opponent, you send it back to your hand, you can trigger its loyalty abilities twice, whether that's drawing 2 cards instead of 1, you know, stopping an opponent's creature from attacking or blocking for a whole turn cycle. I love this card, and it works extremely well with the bounce mechanics. And the reason I like to run this in Grixis is because of things like Urbrask's Forge. These tokens are going to be attacking in every turn, obviously, and then they sacrifice themselves. Instead of sacrificing themselves, why don't you just send it back to your hand and then get Kaito's ability a second time? That way you're getting more value on board. And because we're Grixis, we also have Roaring Furnace, which is a really great card for us to bounce back to our hand to keep using to remove things off the battlefield until we can open up that sauna to get more card advantage. So it works extremely well with the bouncing effects. Now, the early game, we're not going to go over these cards, but these cards right here are the obvious choices because Dimir and Esper self-bounce work off of, you know, discarding and removing things off the field with permanents and then bouncing it back to your hand with Fear of Isolation. And then Kaito's going to bounce that Fear of Isolation back into your hand to replay again and again and again. Now, instead of this town ain't big enough, we're running Aether Channeler because this can actually bounce an opponent's thing or your thing off the battlefield to reuse it again. But what's great is it's a creature, so you can actually attack in, return it back to your hand with Kaito, play it again. Same goes with Urtai. Urtai is a great removal or counter spell. Let's say you counter something late on their opponent's turn, you attack in the following turn, send it back to your hand, hold that mana open to counter something again. You can keep doing this over and over again because Kaito's going to just keep bouncing it back to your hand. And then lastly, Virtue of Knowledge to double up on all your ETB triggers. So super fun list. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. We had some really grindy games, some fun ones, but I think you guys are going to enjoy it. We'll see you back here at the end and enjoy. Peace. All right, and here we go, guys. Up first, I'm going to keep this hand. I need a blue land, but you know what? We'll get there. I trust. And a Leyline of Void. This is actually kind of scary because I do feel like I saw a Leyline of Void earlier today and it was a mono red deck, so this still could be mono red. You never know. Never mind. Yeah, it was the weirdest thing I ever seen, but it was earlier. We ran right into an opponent running mono red, and it was like, why do you have a Leyline of the Void in your deck? But that's not this time around. They're actually running more than 60 cards too. What in the world are we looking at here? Beanstalk? Okay. Okay. Oh, come on, man. I need a blue source. Like yesterday. These nightmares and discarding effects are good for a little while, but not exactly what I'm looking for at the moment. I need to get a channeler down here to bounce one of them back to my hand. Banishing Light. Okay. Honestly, more value for me. I can bounce the Banishing Light back to their hand in a little bit here if I can ever find a land. I am running 25 lands instead of 24, which you would think I'd get more hits on the land drops. Maybe I gotta run 26 though. I did kind of consider that as an option. I should probably reconsider. All right, there we go. Unfortunately, it comes in tap though. That's fine. I'll take another land off the top for sure. Pass the turn. All right. Little surveil of their own here. I'm guessing they're a Zur deck. If I had to guess, they're running Zur. At some point, we'll see that. They throw away a Might, which is actually a really good throwaway for us because that's a card that would give us grief for sure. I don't think I need another one of those. Let's go ahead and return this back to their hand and then force another discard here. You'd love to see it. Another Leyline of the Void, though. That's tough. Pretty good fodder for them to get rid of there. And they're destroying an enchantment and probably gaining some life. Oh, they don't even have 2 green sources. So just destroying an enchantment here. Which one are they taking out? Makes sense. They're going to wish they saved that, though. Oh, let's go. Let the fun begin. We got Kaito, guys. Kaito is the card of all cards here. Hold on. Let me cancel that for a second. Yeah, let's do this. You can't attack or block. We get in. We return this to our hand. And then now we draw another card. And then Banishing Light for sure is going to come down to take my Kaito, which is something I completely understand. I can keep bouncing the Banishing Light, though, if that's the game we're going to play. Oh, interesting. I get a Verge. I'm just going to do this. And this.
I can run circles around you.
All right. Set myself up for future success here. I got a Fabled Passage. We love that. We need more lands. Keep coming. More lands. They survey, or they scry, actually. They're scrying now. More Enchantment Destruction. That's tough. There goes my Steaming Sauna that we worked so hard for. Sure. That's fine. Let's see. I think I should probably start blowing some stuff up here. Take you out. Take you out. And now they're left with just a Banishing Light in hand to work with, and something we don't know about yet, but I'm not too worried about that more than I am the Banishing Light. All right, more card draw, and say go. We can at any point gain 4 life too, which is actually pretty important in most matchups. This one, not so much, but I guess they could get down a Zur out of nowhere and surprise us. So gaining life could be relevant. I wonder what they take. They take it, the Kaito. That's fine. I don't really feel like bouncing that right away. I mean, I might. If I bounce it, 1, 2, 3, I still have... Okay, so I do have enough mana then if I bounce it to hold my Urtai as a counterspell. That might be worth it, actually. All right, worth it. Worth it. Give me back my Kaito. More Enchantment Destruction. This town ain't big enough. Bouncing... So they're bouncing what exactly? Their own thing, and then this back to my hand. Do I care? I don't think I care. That's fine. All right, we draw. We hold our counter, and we say go.
Even I learned something.
There's that Banishing Light now. We counter that. And then we hope that their next spell isn't another Leyline Binding effect like a Banishing Light or whatever. You know, anything like that would be pretty bad. Of course it is. All right. There goes Kaito again. That's fine. We can get by without Kaito because we've got the Steaming Saunas now. So, well, we had Steaming Sauna. This opponent seems to find everything they need right when they need it. That's brutal. 1, 2. Okay, so let's do... 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's force them into using the Haywire Might. This is simply us expending 2 mana here to force them into using their last mana for the Might. Blow up one of those. Yeah, we know. All right, we unlock you. We're in for 5, and the opponent down to 11. Let's go. And we're still drawing cards with the Fear. Let's go. I need to get a discarding effect now, though. We threw away a couple already, right? 2 Hopeless in the yard. This could discard, though, as long as there's no creatures on the field. Candy Trail scrying, and or actually, they're drawing and gaining life now. I didn't see whether they scried to the top or not. Oh my gosh, they're so annoying. All right, they're confiscating my Steaming Sauna, which gives them value right away. Okay, well, you're gonna give that back. You're gonna go ahead and give that back. We're gonna go ahead and replay it again. I mean, this opponent is annoying. I will give them that. They might be the most annoying player I've had to go against in a while. I mean, the amount of times they've answered my permanence is just unfathomable. But they are finally sweeping the board. I was wondering when they were going to do that. And an Overlord comes down that I can blow up with this. Or actually, I could just unlock this one. Okay, we can finally be a little more aggressive on our end. Take you out. We're gonna go on the offensive now, I would hope. They've got something else here, Leyline Binding. This town ain't big enough. Oh my gosh. I guess I can counter that. That's fine. That's actually worth countering. For sure countering that. Even when the opponent has like, you know, 70 plus cards, they still hit the they still hit that unfortunate, you know, this town ain't big enough. Another fear is actually not bad. In for 2 here. Let's play our fear and actually bounce this back. All right. We've got a big hand here. How many cards in our hand? 7. Let's go. I mean, a lot of these cards, though, pretty useless. These nowhere to runs aren't going to be helpful at all. Unless I can get the Virtue of Knowledge. Virtue of Knowledge is a doubling effect for all of my enchantments and stuff. That could be really good. I got to get this down. I think this is the key to our victory here. Brotherhood's End, though, that's kind of crazy, actually, now that I'm thinking about that. That's going to blow up that. They have an answer for everything, man. Whenever artifact enters, draw a card, add 1 mana of any color. All right. That's actually pretty cool. These beanstalks, man, they've been really difficult. Are you kidding me? That's such a good card. Okay, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Let's get down the forge. There's really not a lot of things I can do here other than maybe counter. Let's counter the effect of the Banishing Light because we know that's what they're going to use here. They're going to try to copy it. Oh, brother. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. We got to give them a free card here just for countering the ability of their card. The good news is I think we outgrinded them here. I know it's early to say and they've got a lot of answers, like Brotherhood's End could screw us over here. But I think if I could just get down my Hopeless Nightmare, bounce it back, get it down again. I could do it 3 times technically next turn and win the game. But something tells me we're going to get unlucky and they're going to gain a lot of life this turn. We'll see. I hope not. Is it time for Zur? No. That's fine. You're saying there's a chance, guys. I should have used my nowhere to run there. I don't know what I was thinking. I was so locked into my next play that I didn't even consider destroying the rock sand to let this get through. Not smart. Not smart. I tunnel vision there. Don't ever do that. Okay, that's fine. Here we go. We got Hopeless Nightmare. Do they have an answer? No. I got him, guys. We got him, ladies and gentlemen. We are taking them down to 0 here. Unless they can gain life at instant speed, this is looking like a wrap here. And every card I take out of their hand is 1 less potential answer to this problem. What's it gonna be? Good old Fear of Isolation meets the Hopeless Nightmare for the win, which is super, of course. I mean, who could have seen this coming, right? Dimir bounce, Esper bounce. This is just one of their staples. And it sure enough gets the job done for us here today, too. Against a very unique, strange build, man. That was a tough one to get through, but we got it. GG's. All right, looks like we got blessed here with a pretty good hand. I'll take it. I will take it. And the opponent in 90 percentile. They're probably on some off-meta stuff as well. We'll see. I think we'll Surveil here. Another discarding effect is good, but I really only need 1 because that's not really our main game plan. It's just something to help, you know, get things out of their hand and be annoying. Let's see. Yeah, we'll play this Surveil land and then we'll drop... I mean, I got the Fear of Isolation, so this kind of changes things. I think keeping a Nightmare actually might make more sense now that I've had this in my hand. And the opponent probably counters. Nowhere to run, or no more lies. Is that what we're looking at here? I'm guessing no more lies. Yeah, there it is. It was either that or Phantom Interruption. All right, so it's control. Honestly, I think I'd rather have a control player than an omniscience player whenever I see Azorius. So in my book, control is actually, they're pretty good guys. I used to hate Azorius control, but there's so many worse things they could be doing. Okay. Draw a card, investigate. All right, we got to get him to invest some mana here into the Fear of Isolation and taking that out. Let's see what happens. Hopefully they put some mana into the board here to take out the Fear of Isolation. That way we can get Kaito down. Our hand looks incredible. I'm afraid that I'm not going to resolve many of these spells. That's fine. We don't run that nonsense. You can have a Soul Guide Lantern. Three cards in hand. We're winning the card advantage game. We love that. All right, let's see what happens when we... well, actually, if I attack in here without playing Kaito first, we lose a lot of value, right? Oh, we got to pre-combat this. I don't like this. I don't like pre-combating this, but... oh, we got it. Let's draw a card to at least get some sort of value out of it before they interact with it. Does it get lost?
Sometimes the winning move is to sit and watch.
Okay, everything's getting through and resolving. I'm very confused. Very confused, but very happy. Let's go. Kaito gets another round here. Let's go. And we're... oh, dude, we're locked in. We're locked in. They're cooked, man, because there's so much discard happening here in these next couple of turns. And the fact that I can keep bouncing those discarding effects is really going to eat them alive. As a Azorius control player, the last thing you want to see is a board with no creatures. You're getting burned out with discard. Like, we're kind of their worst nightmare right now. Unless they can blow up the Kaito. If they find... oh, they're Esper? Okay. If they can find removal for the Kaito, which just got more of a possibility with the swamps, they could be in good shape. But if they can't, I gotta imagine this is gonna be a quick game. Oh, they're gonna activate their creature land, but that's still only 2 power. Beza, nice. Okay. No tokens, which means that this is actually pretty good removal for this. Let's see. So if I play this, I can still play Hopeless Nightmare and Fear. Okay, that's what I'll do. Let's go here, take you out, play the Hopeless Nightmare, force a discard, and we'll play another Fear of Isolation, bring back the Hopeless Nightmare. I might regret not using the Fear of Isolation to bounce the breaker, but immediately that's silenced by drawing into another one. Oh, they finally get lost. Dang it. All right.
I'm sure we'll laugh about
Kaito was going to really keep hammering them there, too. Temporary lockdown's pretty annoying, but the good news is I can bounce it and get more discarding effects out of the deal. How many under here? Oh, just the monument. Just the monument. Okay, well, let's do it. Return you, and we force another discard. Let's see how bad they want to hang on to that temporary lockdown. How badly do they want it? If they discard temporary lockdown, that's going to change the way I play this turn. Okay, they did drop it. See, I was going to go Hopeless Nightmare to kind of hit their hand again, just to see if we can get it out of their hand. But now, I don't think we need to do that. I think we can focus on getting down the Urbrask's Forge, which is awesome. And now we're in for one more damage. Let's go. Yeah, I just think we have a lot of really difficult things for them to deal with. A lot of permanents that are unconventional. Obviously, for a control player, dealing with creatures is never really a problem with all the life gain and sweepers and whatever. But When you got planeswalkers, artifacts, enchantments, and you're really well rounded with your permanents, it's too difficult to remove all of those things. And that's why I think control's not in the best of spots right now. It's just like Esper bounce is just so difficult to deal with for those players. All right, we get in for some damage here. And the opponent has a smite or something. Cut down, nice. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I can't really stop it, right? And the last two cards in their hand are mine. Ooh, an Overlord? You know this last card's got to be good then too. Day of Judgment. I for sure would have given up the Day of Judgment before the Overlord, but that's just me. I mean, all I have really is the Forge going off and then a 2/1. Not exactly a ton of board presence. Soul Guide Lantern, and they're going to activate their creature land. We take it out, and then that's pretty much going to be a wrap for them. They're just set with the Lantern, and that's it. Oh, they're going to sack it to draw a card. I forgot it can do that. And a kill spell. Cut down. Nice. They can still activate their creature land, which is what we want, so that's good. Not going to do it, though, huh? Guess we'll use the 2 mana for this, then. Easy choice for me here. Virtue of Knowledge, double up the effects of my ETBs, and then we get in for another little bit of Forge damage here for 3. Yeah, I mean, unless they can answer the Forge, they're in a lot of trouble, man. I don't know what they could do here. I don't know what sort of cards they could be running. Lantern's not going to do it, I'll tell you that much. I want to remind them that they have this. Hey, why don't you activate this guy? Check out this guy over here. Dang, you got all this damage right here. Oh, they're not going to do it. I don't know why. That's unfortunate. All right, counterspell? No, no counterspell. Double Forge is wild. They definitely have a kill spell or a bounce effect or something. It's another cut down. Nice. They found 3 of those already. Pretty brutal. Hey, they're activating their land for defense. We love to see it. Finally, get rid of their creature land here. And now we've got nothing really in our way to worry about. It's all about their top decks. All right, so anything we got to really worry about? Stock Up's nice. Stock Up's one of those new cards from Aether Drift that I think is becoming more of a staple in Standard. Like, that's a control staple right there. Ooh. More kill spells for the opponent. We got 7 damage on board, so if we counter a kill spell here, we could actually end up winning this game. Is it another cut down? That's so crazy. How many cut downs has that been? That's got to be their 4th, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's their 4th. I can pay for that. I can pay for that. And they're out of mana, which means that's GG's. GG's! Let's go! Right down to 0. Never didn't have it, you know? Kaito is so good, man. I love this Kaito deck, man. All right, this time we got the opponent going first, but good removal here with the Roaring Furnace. I think this is an easy keep for me. This gives me the swamp. This gives me red and blue, and then this will unfortunately just be red for the time being, but that's fine. We got the Furnace, blow something up, bounce it back with Isolation, and then bounce the Isolation with Kaito. A really good line we have here to take. It just depends on whether or not the opponent's aggressive or not, if they've got a creature here on 1 or 2. They play a Pixie outright. I love that for us. Looks like Esper Pixies. Let's see whose bounce deck's better. It's probably theirs, but that's okay. We're gonna work through it. Maybe I can outplay them. Maybe, if I'm lucky. Sheltered by Ghosts? Are we really gonna do that right now? Yeah, they have Sheltered by Ghosts, guys. I think it's pretty obvious. I think they were really thinking about putting that on there. Oh, never mind. It's okay. Interesting. All right, let's do this and this. This town ain't big enough is going to be an issue we got to work around too, because they're going to bounce some of our stuff, which extremely annoying. We already know this. A nightmare. Man, I really hate to throw away the Urtai here, but everything else synergizes so well. I wanna keep everything else in my hand here. Interesting. Let's see. Maybe it's just Surveil, and then I can either play Isolation here, bounce this back to my hand for more value, or I can do this to take out their Isolation and then discard this maybe. I think it's the Isolation. Hear me out. Isolation can block their Isolation, right? Easy peasy. And then Kaito, if it comes down next turn, can bounce the Isolation back, start drawing me 2 cards a turn, which I think card advantage here is going to be the king because of all the potential nightmares that we're going to eat here. There's a chance we could take 2 or 3 nightmares here. Like, it's not going to be good. What? Okay. All right. Sure. What if we do this?
Stick close, stay quiet, and we'll be fine. You can't fight what you can't see.
Nowhere to run? It's gotta be, right? What are they doing? How did they not play a nightmare there and bounce it immediately? What? Okay, I mean, they've opened the door for me. Oh, they went a flash in a tracker. How did I not see that? That's so obvious. I should have seen that. That's okay, though. They're going to draw a lot of cards here, man. Dang. That's pretty good. I can't lie. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Should we drop another land here? I think so, right? Sheesh, they're cooking with that entity tracker, man. Okay, well, they got a really good turn there. They got a really good turn there. My goodness. All because I didn't even realize the entity tracker was the play. I mean, I should have seen it coming for sure. Let's draw another card. It's pretty good. I don't know. What's the play? I think we lose Kaito no matter how you slice this, guys. I really think it's over for Kaito. I'm thinking nowhere to run. And we double its effects. Or do we bounce it back to our hand, try to block here? You know what? That's what I think I do. I think I go Fear of Isolation, because here's what's going to happen. If I were to double the effects on the Nowhere to Run and take out this as well, they would attack here and then bring their otter to the face, right? In this case, they might actually have to send all 3 here to the Kaito. And we might get some value and not getting, you know, damage to the face potentially. Kaito's gone either way, right? So... and this town ain't big enough. All right, they bounce it back to my hand, a card that I want back in my hand, which is kind of a crazy thing to do. I guess it's the card, though, I'm going to end up discarding, though. Man, I hate that they've got the talent down and this town ain't big enough in the yard. That's so rough. Now they've got Kaito down, too.
This was tougher than I expected.
Yeah, I don't know if we're winning this one, guys.
Your secrets didn't stay hidden for long.
The entity tracker play was so good early on. Does this sacrifice planeswalkers? Just creatures and vehicles, right? Okay. Maybe. Yeah, it's got to be that, right? Gotta be. Okay, let's do this and then double up on its effects, but then we take 3 from the Kaito. Oh, man. Is there any way out of this? I really don't see it. I think this is actually the play, though, over the Furnace. And the reason why I choose that over the Furnace is because the next turn I can actually take out the Kaito with it. Well, no, I can't. What am I saying? I could take it out if it was a creature, but it's not a creature. So I don't know. I don't know what to do here. We're cooked. We're cooked. 3, 4, 5. And then all I got to do is plus Kaito and they win the game here. Little plus on the Kaito and we lose. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. That was tough, man. They had an incredible turn 3 or 4 there. That was a huge play by them. I honestly think we were kind of ahead until that point too, which is unfortunate. All right, well, we know we lost. I mean, they're just going through the motions, but we definitely lost. GG's, man. GG's. Esper bounce, one of the top of the meta right now. We, in my opinion, I feel like it changed a few things and might have had that. I don't know. All right, I'm going first. I've got the lands I need. Let's go. We got this. This is actually pretty good. Got ourselves a discarding effect. Aether Channeler to bounce it back. Kaito to bounce the Channeler. Good stuff. Let's end this one on a strong note. Top 1700 player here. Hopefully we can take him out. Oh, we're doing some saddling. That's kind of cool. I think the breaker here off the top was really good. Love that for us. Because that can destroy enchantments and artifacts, which we really can't have, right? Or is it just artifacts? Either way. Just an artifact. Okay, well that's still not something we want on the field because it can keep growing. Okay, a Verge. Let's go ahead and slow them down here by... what's the offspring cost on this? 2, 3... Okay, so if they had 3 mana, they can get 2 creatures out of this. Let's return this then. I don't love that for me, but... I was going to bounce that and then play Kaito next, but... They would have got 2 creatures next turn back on the field from this card, so... Okay, they get it anyways. They get it anyways. Spell or an ability an opponent controls. I think that counts. If I do this, I'm pretty sure we give them a 1/1 counters on everything. Gosh, I do not like this. All right, we'll monument. We'll take out one of these guys. We know which one it's going to be. It's going to be the token. I'm willing to make some trades here if they want to make them, but I don't see that happening. I don't know if we can handle a go wide strategy. You know what I mean? Go wide strategies are a little bit tricky. A lot of card draw potential here from the opponent. Okay, that's actually not bad. Just keep doing what we need to do here with the bouncing effects. Hopefully we can keep drawing into maybe potentially like nowhere to run. I wouldn't mind actually getting one of my furnaces as well. I love that they took out the recruit here. I know the duelist draws them cards, but the recruit is kind of the engine to get them the cards because they need the 1/1 counters. Oh my god, there's no way, right? There's no way they've already found a 3rd Paw Patch recruit. That card is so annoying. We've kept them off of attacking the entire time, though, which is awesome. Eventually, they will have to swing to win. We don't. We can burn them out here with our discarding effects and whatnot. Outvalue them, you know? Sheltered by ghosts. Taking the fear. Okay. Love that for us. Another body, another removal spell. We will take both of those however we can get them. All right, no attacks. Hopefully they top deck a land here, slowing them down just a little bit so I can take a breather. Doesn't seem to be the case. Another Sheltered by Ghosts, wow. All right. What if I coax them into an attack here with the Kaito? Because who doesn't want to attack the Kaito here, right? Like, come on in. Take him out. He's too much value, right? You're going to want to attack him. And an Ox. Oh, no. So if they saddle up with the Ox, I know 1/1 counters can be had. Let me see here. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, put a 1/1 counter. Man, they're going to force me into acting here. Which is in turn going to make the duelists... This is bad. 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 I don't want them to draw cards, man. But unfortunately, I have to do this. These guys gotta go, man. They just have to go. Yep, we understand. Man, these paw patch recruits are an absolute pain in my neck. All right, let's do the sewers, see what we get on top. That's another removal spell. We keep it. We send down the nightmare, take out at least one of these cards they just earned. And we still got a death touch creature on the field. Sending an attack through here doesn't seem likely from the opponent this turn. No attacks. Just got to hold them off, man. We're technically like the control player in this matchup. So just got to hold them as long as possible. Got to out-resource the opponent here. All right, they finally decided on whether or not they're going to attack. Let's see what the verdict is here. They're sending, it looks like, a duelist in. That's kind of crazy to me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. That seems negligent. Actually, this gives indestructibility, huh? Sacrifice creatures you control with counters on them. Okay, that's actually pretty good. So they're actually trading off the Ox here instead of trading off the duelist. That makes a lot more sense. Fair enough. Fair enough. Another duelist? Are you kidding me, man? All right, let's do this again. Kind of rinse repeat here of what we did last time. Take out the paw patch recruit. They put a 1/1 counter somewhere else. Sure, on the weaker one, that it kind of makes sense, but that one doesn't have ward. I'm surprised they went that route. And they drew another card to instant speed here. What in the world? All right. Draw a card. It's a land.
Phyrexia's secrets won't stay hidden.
I think we do this. Taking away their last opportunity here to potentially draw more cards because they need something to put 1/1 counters on the duelists to draw more cards. Okay, they chose the wrong one. I don't know why they did that. They already drew a card off of that. They already drew a card off of that duelist, so I'm really surprised they didn't put that over here because they would have drawn another card. I don't know. Seems odd. Because thankfully for us, the duelist, it only triggers one time, right? It only triggers the one time. You know what I really need is nowhere to run, because it bypasses the opponent's abilities here of ward. And they're only sending that one to Kaito. What? All right, I'll take it. Oh, not nowhere to run. That's tough. Okay, well, this does thin out our deck here. Let's do this because it makes it more of a likely chance to draw into something better. Let's get a swamp. Let's draw. Oh my goodness, we get cooked.
Even I learned.
We get absolutely cooked here. Okay, well, gotta play this guy. Oh man, sometimes this game can be a little infuriating. I can't lie to you guys. Let's see. We gain life, draw a card, or scry. I can't really attack in here, so let's just end the turn. All right, hopefully they draw into a land here. They've had some pretty good draws so far, so if I could just get them to get a land. Nope, it's another drawing effect potentially. Tumblewag hits the duelist. Duelist draws him a card. I wonder though if they attack, because I am gonna take out their biggest duelist, of course. Not to mention I can gain 3 life, which in a pinch can be really important here. All right, they spread the damage out pretty smart here, actually giving the duelist that has no extra bodies underneath it with the shelters makes it to where, you know, I'd want to target that with my block, but instead they don't go that route. The opponent though, not attacking it at all here. Another furnace is actually not great, huh? That's not great because we don't have a lot of card advantage. I could actually blow up the Tumblewag though, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I guess we keep that on top. Okay, now we're talking. Let's go. We get the roaring furnace down, take out the tumblewag. Yes, dude, finally, let's go. And then we finally get to take out one of these. Love to see it, man. You love to see it. Okay, we're in business now, guys. We're in business. Drawing another card, though. You hate to see that. Let's surveil. Okay, another removal spell. I'm taking removal spells every day of the week. All right, and we still got a bunch of saunas on the field that could potentially end up drawing us more cards down the road. I just gotta stop the bleeding here. We're almost there, man. We've almost got them locked out, but they've also got 2 cards in hand, which could change the dynamic of this game real fast. All right, looks like they found themselves a Snakeskin Veil, which means I don't want to block with this. That would be pretty silly. Use up that... well, I kind of have to get them to use that Snakeskin Veil up, don't I? I should have blocked with it, actually. Maybe they didn't have it. What? There was like no priority holds there. What in the world? All right, let's draw a card. It's a great card. It's a fantastic card. Whenever a creature dies, right? Yeah, so if I bounce it, that doesn't actually exactly count, does it? There's no more ward. Okay, let's do this. They have no ward, so we get this back, right? I think I could just unlock this now. There's no point. There's no point. All right. Chilling. We're finally chilling, guys. We got extra cards coming our way thanks to the sauna. We've got Kaito ready to go. GG's. Let's freaking go, dude. Let's go. What a game. What a game, dude. Wow, dude. We had to get through a lot there. That was awesome, though. Very cool. 3 duelists. Just unfortunately for them, we kept shutting down all their actual 1/1 counter stuff. I'm surprised, though. I really thought that the way they attacked in there, they had the Snakeskin Veil on one of these 2 cards. But after the block was declared, there was no priority holds, which was kind of odd. I wish this game would have gone longer, though, because we didn't actually get a chance to get ahead and be the aggressor. But it would have been cool to next turn start using Kaito's Plus and getting double the effects on it. But opponent had other plans. GG's, though.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Fizz, you know Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man. Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.